Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cook with Gabe. This is another delicious recipe we'll be making today. It is called vegetable soup. So, for my African people, especially Nigerians, this is one of our recipe. I'm going to be making it with chicken. As you can see, this chicken was one of those live chicken that you go to the poultry and order for it. So the taste is very different compared to those ones you get in the store because this is fresh. So you can use any meat of your choice. I just decided to use chicken this time just to have that chicken flavor, but you can use any meat of your choice. There's no hard rule about what to use to make it. So make sure you clean your chicken properly, clean it very well. Depends. I like the chicken smell because this was the burned chicken. When I ordered it, I told them to burn it so that it can have that unique smell and taste. But if it's those ones you get from the regular store, I will advise you wash it very well, preferably with vinegar and some lime or lemon, whichever one you have. All right. So this already have the burnt taste, the burnt smell, so it's gonna be very very different. So you cook your chicken with every seasoning you like, preferably chicken flavor seasoning, and be generous with your onion. But like I said, it's a vegetable soup, so make sure you're very very generous with your onion. Okay, right? Slice like maybe one, two, depends. But I'm using one here, so this is me adding the chicken seasoning. You can use any chicken seasoning of choice too. Like I said, I have a lot of flavors for this chicken seasoning. I have a lot of flavors, but whichever flavor you like. Some people can prefer no, some can prefer Royco, some can prefer Maggi. Whichever one you like. Like me, my favorite one is no, but I didn't have that anymore. So I just have to use this one that I have. So that's what I'm using to season this chicken. So you let it cook for a reasonable amount of time so that it's not too hard. Remember the live hard chicken. And I'll be adding some fish. And this is mackerel fish. So I'm just washing my mackerel fish, making sure it's all clean and all that. So and the way I'm gonna make this mackerel fish, I'm gonna fry it. So I just make sure I clean it very well. Then add some salt to taste. Add some salt to taste before it goes into the air fryer. And right now, putting them in the air fryer. Depends on how much you want them dry. You can use any timer that you like, but I don't really like it too dry. I like it dry, but not too dry. So I think for this I use about 20 minutes. I'm not too sure, but the video will get there now where you see how many minutes I use to get this thing done. Okay, I think I set it to 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, so it was 20 minutes at 32 degrees. But one thing you need to remember, when it's like 10 minutes into the frying, you can turn it so that every side will be evenly cooked. Okay, and now we'll be cleaning our vegetables. So for this recipe, considering the fact that the vegetable options are limited, so I'm using spinach and some kale. That's for my people that are living outside Nigeria. If you live in the US, Canada, Europe. I don't know about Europe. I've never been to Europe, so maybe Europe have those weird vegetable leaves that we had. But here, to get the fresh vegetable, that's almost impossible. So you have to substitute. So I'll be using spinach and kale for this. You can add as many type of vegetable you like. You can use kale, you can use spinach, you can use other vegetables that they have in the market. I believe you never go wrong with them. You never go wrong. But the basics is what matters, which is what are the things that you're using to make the sauce that you're going to be adding this vegetable to. That's the main thing. So when that part is taken care of, I believe every other part is secondary. The vegetable part, you can use any type of vegetable that is available to you at that point in time. Okay. And if you watch this video to this point already, please, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment on which other recipe you would like me to try out. I know everybody all over the world is watching this video, so comment the country you're watching from and which recipe from your country you like me to try. I just like to explore food. I don't have any particular food that I say, okay, this is the only food I cook. I believe I can cook any kind of cultural food or any kind of nationality food. I just need to check it out, understand the recipes, and add my own touch to it. It's okay. So please, if you have not subscribed, please do that. Don't watch this video without subscribing. It goes a long way helping this channel and helping other people discover this channel also. So please, I know you do that for me. Thank you very much. So now you just chop the vegetables to any size you like. If you like them humongous, you can just chop them to that size. If you like them small, you can chop them to that point. So whichever one you like. I don't like my big, so I just chop them tiny. The slices are very tiny, so I just chop them little bit. You don't need to chop them like that, and that's it. Be careful while you chopping anything. If you watch the way I'm positioning my fingers, that's the best way to slice anything. That's the best way. Don't put your finger out, because you might just be chopping your finger with the stuff you're chopping. So that's another safety tip I just decided to throw out there for those my people that like to slice stuff. Okay, so slice your vegetables. I got a lot of vegetables here, so it took me a while to slice all of it. But if you don't like to watch, or you're tired of watching me slice, you can just fast forward so we can see what magic I did with the sliced vegetable. But otherwise, enjoy me slice these vegetables into nice bits. Nice bits. Okay, so now we'll be blending some tomatoes, some onion, and some pepper. Some pepper, depending on how spicy you like it to be. Some people like it very spicy, some don't. I like my food spicy, but not very, very spicy, but spicy. There's something about spice I just like. When the food is not spicy, I don't like it. It doesn't give me that feel that I'm eating something. And I start feeling it later in my mouth, like I'm about to throw up. So to avoid that, I always make my food spicy, but not too much, just a little bit. Okay, so be generous with your tomato, onion that you want to use. If you like it to be stew-like, you can do that. But remember, we are making vegetable soup, not stew, so we shouldn't use too much of those stuff, tomato, onion, and pepper, so that the purpose is not heated. Okay, so blend it. I'm using this food processor because I don't want it to be very smooth. I don't want it to be very smooth at all. So you can also use a blender, but blender is going to make it very smooth, which is not going to. It's not going to. How am I going to put it now? The purpose of this vegetable soup will not be fully achieved. It's going to make it like a stew, which I don't want. Okay. So palm oil, be generous, but be mindful. Be mindful of how much palm oil you use. It depends. So I'm just using not a lot, just not too much, a little bit. So you're gonna let it heat up a little bit. Remember, not too much, just a little bit, because you don't want it to become vegetable oil. You still need the palm oil flavor, so that's very important. So that's for that. Okay. So I believe now you've subscribed. Well, I have other great videos on this channel that you can check out. Great video, check it out. Go through my videos playlist. You can see all the nice videos I have there. So check them out, and you will not be sad with it. If I said that right. You will enjoy the videos I have. Some quick recipes are there also that you can whip up in no time if really you don't have time to cook this long soup that I'm making now, because this soup usually will take you between 1 to 2 hours depending on the kind of meat that you are using. Okay, it's gonna take a long time. All right, now adding the blended uh, tomato, pepper, and onion. So I'm gonna let this cook for some few minutes. For some few minutes, so everything will be well cooked before we take it to the next level. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to share with somebody that might like this video also, and don't forget to subscribe. And when you subscribe, please turn on your notification so that whenever I drop new videos, you will always be the first to know. All right, thank you for still being here. So now I'm going to leave it for a few minutes to cook, just a few minutes, and we'll come back. We'll stir it to make sure it's not burning. So now I've added my chicken. Some people can choose to fry their chicken. Some people can choose to just use only the boiled chicken. Like for me, I use only the boiled. It's optional. If you are that type of person that like fry stuff, then you can fry it. But if you don't like fry stuff, then you don't need to fry it. I think I should become an artist. That would be a good song, right? I think so. I should become an artist. Let me go get my songwriting book. All right, now I'm adding the fish that has been air fried. You can see how brownish it is. Let's say it was well fried. I like to use air fryer because you don't have to worry about oil. You don't have to worry about all your stuff. More especially those people that are watching their calories and also watching their cholesterols. Air frying is the best option. You can't. There are other options. Using very nice type of oil like the avocado oil and all that stuff. But also remember, there's the oil. Despite they're good, but there's the oil. So air frying can be the best option. Then you don't have to use any form of oil. The oil you get is from the meat itself, which is not bad. All right. So now we're gonna let it cook for a while. Let the fish, absorb some of those moisture in the soup. So we're gonna take it out so that when we add the vegetables and we're stirring it, it does not break. It does not break into pieces. So I'm gonna take out the fish. Fish have that tendency of breaking into pieces when you're using it to cook, and you have to be stirring it a lot, just like we're going to be doing in this soup. So I'm going to take out all the pieces of fish. When I finish taking them out, then I'm going to do the next thing which you all have been waiting for. If you've been enjoying this video, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to my channel to check what I'm doing out. I appreciate you. We want to grow. The goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Please, you all make that happen, and we can always do that by sharing the videos so that other people can watch it. So now we add all the vegetables. I'm gonna add them, and I'm going to be adding some crayfish. Yeah. So this is me adding crayfish. I'm being generous with the crayfish I'm adding. Be generous with it. Don't be shy. Be generous with crayfish. Crayfish has a way of giving a distinct flavor to your food. Trust me, crayfish give your food some nice flavor. So especially when you're making soup. The soup without crayfish, I don't know what kind of soup that is, because that's not soup. Crayfish make the difference in every soup. All right. So that's been done. I'm now gonna add some other form of crayfish, but this type of crayfish is not the blended type. So this is the whole crayfish that was blended into the powder form that I added before. So this is just to give it more flavor, like not only that but also be able to chew the crayfish in the food. All right. So that's for that. So now you stir, 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 stir. Uh-oh, one fish almost escaped. Caught you. Alright, so you just keep stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring. Alright. So be stirring it, stir it generously, just to make sure that the vegetable is well mixed with the sauce, because that's very important. Make sure it's properly mixed. All right, now we mixed it, we turned it, we let the vegetable cook for some few minutes. So you keep stirring it. If you want the vegetable to be well cooked, you can leave it as much as you want, but it is advisable don't leave it for too long. All right, bye, thank you.